the grace of God upon our lives gave us some favors that we did not deserve. Bwana asifiwe. So when we are talking about grace being unmerited favor and mercy, Bwana asifiwe, it means, it brings us to a place where we know we did not deserve it. Bwana asifiwe. Hallelujah. Minister Evans, the microphone is killing me kidogo. Hallelujah. We say that we did not deserve it. Bwana asifiwe. But the Lord saw it right to give it unto us. Bwana asifiwe. I want us to bring us to a perspective. There is a Christian movie I actually recommended to Ivan the other time. It's called Elias. I don't know if he saw it. Bwana asifiwe. And this person that is in this movie gave me a clear definition on what grace is and what grace that the Lord gave us to bring us to salvation meant. Bwana asifiwe. When you see that movie, this guy is possessed. And there is a time this demon, he calls himself, I am what? We are many. Bwana asifiwe. He says that the love of God unto human beings surprises him because human beings did not deserve such a thing. Bwana asifiwe. That when God created heaven and earth, he made human beings in his own likeness. Bwana asifiwe. Come on, I want to take us to that point. Bwana asifiwe. There was a time that we had communion in the Garden of Eden. Bwana asifiwe. There was that intimacy with the Lord. And the Lord, his desire was that we commune with him on a daily basis. Bwana asifiwe. The way Pastor Godi was telling us that Enoch walked with God until he was no more. Bwana asifiwe. And the Bible gives Enoch 365 years. Bwana asifiwe. And then I was in this perspective that 1 day, 1 year to God is 1 day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like one. So I was like, if Enoch walked 365 years, it felt like every day of his life. In a year, we have 365 days. There was no single day that Enoch did not walk with God. Bwana asifiwe. That is the kind of communion and intimacy that the Lord wanted. Bwana asifiwe. But we should know first that who was formed first before human beings. Hallelujah. The Bible talks about heaven and everything and the angels and everything, they were formed. And Satan was there before us. We know that. Or am I giving you false doctrine? Satan was there before us. He has the experience of age. Bwana asifiwe. So we are talking about the devil in this movie was trying to tell this other guy who was an atheist. He did not even understand who God is because he was not believing anything. And the devil said that the kind of love that the Lord has over men, he does not understand it. Because despite man falling, the Lord still saw it necessary his son as the ultimate sacrifice, as the ultimate prize, so that we as men receive redemption. Bwana asifiwe. So we are talking about this ultimate sacrifice that we are calling here the grace of God, the unmerited favor. Bwana asifiwe. The unmerited favor, the mercy is what we are talking about. Bwana asifiwe. So we are talking about one side of the coin that defines grace as the unmerited favor. Bwana asifiwe. And the second definition of grace, Bwana asifiwe, is referring to the divine life, power and ability of God flowing and operating through us. Bwana asifiwe. Let me repeat that again. When you talk about grace, we can refer to the divine life, the power and the ability of God flowing and operating through us. Bwana asifiwe. Can I repeat that for those who are writing? It's referring to the divine life, power and ability of God flowing and operating through us. Bwana asifiwe. This is the kind of grace we will need to properly function and operate in whatever calling we have upon our lives. Bwana asifiwe. Ni kama mafuta. Ni kama whatever runs an engine. Bwana asifiwe. So for you to walk in the divine calling upon your life, you need grace. Bwana asifiwe. This grace is what flows in you divinely that gives you the ability to execute the gifts in your life. Bwana asifiwe. When we talk about I respect the grace upon the man of God, what are you respecting? Pastor God, I respect the grace unto your life, the one that God has given you. What I'm saying, I am respecting the divine ability. Bwana asifiwe. That the Lord has entrusted into your life that oil that is running the engine of your gifts. Bwana asifiwe. That is also grace. Bwana asifiwe. There are men who, I would say, the way I usually say favor is not fair, I would say grace has also its own levels. And not every man can be at the same level of grace. That's why we say we can be called together, but our graces operate differently. Bwana asifiwe. Kuna gari inatumia super, kuna gari inatumia nini? Diesel. Sindio? But we know that the capabilities of these things, they are different. Bwana asifiwe. Hallelujah. We know that the power that comes from the gasoline that has been put in the car emits different powers. Bwana asifiwe. So the grace operating in your life can be different, varying from the let me say, from the communion you have with God. Bwana asifiwe. There's a person who desires to have communion every day with God, and not only desiring, he goes to that place, that secret place where he is intimate with God every other time. Bwana asifiwe. And there's this person who has desired, who puts a timetable. Bwana asifiwe. That today nitaomba, kesho sitaomba nini. These two people cannot operate in the same grace. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when we talk about unmerited favor, sometimes God comes to a point and says, this one is more dedicated unto this calling. Bwana asifiwe. So he gives you more grace. Hallelujah. He gives you more grace to operate in whatever he has gifted you with. Bwana asifiwe. So when we talk about grace, we're not talking about anything that we are going to be just speaking haphazardly. But you're going to be speaking about what we know, what we have defined, and what we understand. Bwana asifiwe. Hallelujah. There are highlights that I want us to go through when we are speaking about understanding the grace of God. That is our main topic. Bwana asifiwe. Hallelujah. The first highlight that I want us to go through is we are saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ. That is the first highlight that you are going to go through. Bwana asifiwe. That we are saved by grace. Am I talking to somebody? Hallelujah. Let me ask you a question. Most of you know Bill Gates, sindio? We know Bill Gates. Acha tuachana na Bill Gates, kuizi amekuwa clouded na Elon Musk, sindio? We know these rich people who are very philanthropic. We had some